you had a bit of a incident, I guess we'll say.
Yes. You were saying, right, like, you know, I don't have kids, right? But I've started down the path of, okay, I've gotten a dog, which has
nice.
simulated a lot of stuff of, you know, having kids. Okay, we rescued a little terrier. It was supposed to be a great plan. It has absolutely blown up in our face. This dog is crazy. He takes on a lot. He's a lot of effort. So it's early mornings. He's very active. He's kind of grown, like, very attached to myself, and like not so much to my wife. That's kind of been difficult. So, and then at the same time, he's also like he's grown more and more aggressive to like other dogs when we bring him out for walks. That's kind of like that all kind of came to a head on Tuesday when I was out for a walk with him, and he like attacked another dog as we kind of came around the corner and more or less like bumped into this young girl who was out walking her dog, and my dog just went straight in for each other, and he just grabbed the dog by the snout and like wouldn't let go. And it was just like, oh man, the dog was screaming, I was shouting, the girl was screaming and shouting, and then she started kicking my dog, and then I started punching my dog to kind of get him to let go.
Jeez.
And it was just like, it was a whole thing. And then I don't know, whatever was in my brain, I just shoved my hand into the gob and to try and break up the jaw grip, and her dog just like mauled my hand a little bit. So that was exciting.
Great. Yeah.
So I pretty much just had to like grab the dog. She grabbed her dog and just legged it away. So I have no idea of the condition of her dog, which is kind of stressful, because I was like, oh man, my dog just done some serious damage to her family's dog. I don't know. And then I just had to bring my dog home, wrap up my hand, and go to the hospital. Oh
jeez, is that bad?
That was great. It was pretty bad. It was just heavy bleeding, and just the fact that I thought then, okay, now I'm going to need like some kind of tetanus shot.
That's true. Yeah.
So I was now it wasn't too bad, but I was about like an hour in A&E waiting to be seen, to where I eventually got brought in, and they more or less kind of told me, you're going to be here for way longer hours because you're like not important in terms of like what other shit is going on. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, that's fair enough. And then I just asked the nurse, and I was like, can I get this injection myself like tomorrow? Does it have to be today? This was like this is about 7 p.m. So like most of the pharmacies and stuff would be closed, and doctors, other GPs would all be closed. So she asked her friend, and I don't know what the conversation was, but more or less her friend told her, just do it. So the nurse came back with the injection, gave me the injection, and sent me home. So I was like, okay, great.
Yeah.
And then my wife was in work, so I'd like to ring her and tell her, like, you know, I'm in hospital. This is the story. So I'm like, oh my god. So then she came home from work more or less the same time that I got in from the hospital, and the dog didn't give a shit. Our dog is having a great time.
Oh.
Not a bother on him.
Okay.
So that was the traumatic instance. So like, just my fingers has got a bunch of puncture wounds on it, and swelled up and bruised and stuff like that.
Great.
So that was my fun Tuesday.
Yeah, that does sound exciting.
Yeah, and then because I'm like, okay, this dog cannot be trusted, so I had to go buy in a muzzle.
Oh jeez.
So I went and bought a muzzle for this dog on Wednesday, and then I was like, okay, I'll take him for a walk with the muzzle on, see how long. So like a bit of coaxing and some treats and stuff like that, and I got him in the muzzle, and it wasn't too difficult, and I was like, grand. Brought him out for a walk. This was okay. He was very distracted by the muzzle, which was so he was kind of calm, more or less. So I was like, grand. Brought him for a walk, came home, and then I went back to work. And at some point I had a call, and I turned around to see what the dog was doing, and he was chewing the shit out of the muzzle to the point where it's now useless.
What?
So I was like,
isn't that the whole point?
This fucking dog. So I don't know where I'd left it. I thought I'd hung the muzzle up on like a coat rack where the lead is.
Yeah.
So he must have jumped up and got it or whatever. But he chewed it very specifically. He chewed the clasps, he strategically destroyed this muzzle, making it useless.
Oh, jeez.
So I was like, crap. So I had to go and get him another muzzle today. So that was the fun. So that was, and then there's a different muzzle. Took him longer again to kind of get into it. That's why I was kind of delayed today, because I spent about half an hour trying to get this dog into the muzzle to bring him out for a walk.
I Would Have Been Your Podcast, only on Patreon.